Hey, it's time for an update. You can see we got garage doors now. We have power over here at a breaker box. You can see the light bulb burning, but there's not power run in the walls yet. So I'm using these extension cords to keep batteries charged on the openers. And so far they haven't fully charged, so they're going dead overnight if they're not plugged in. So the RV one, this one's completely dead, and this one I just plugged in a few minutes ago. That's why those are not open. But you can see walls are studded for sheetrock. They'll get the sheetrock after the wiring and stuff is put in. There's this is of course an RV bay, but it's also got a floor drain for washing cars in the wintertime, detailing in here. So that's just a floor drain that drains outside for washing. That blue thing sticking up there is a water supply that comes from the other side of the shop. I'll have a small tankless water heater here so I can have hot water. There's going to be faucets on the inside and on the outside for washing cars here, washing tractor equipment, farm equipment outside. I can hook up a hot water supply to the pressure washer and wash outside, however I want to use it. This is an RV drain, a sewage drain. There'll be a septic tank outside there for RV drains so we can drain. There's going to be a 100 amp sub panel here that'll feed electricity on this end of the shop instead of having to run a whole bunch of circuits from the other end. And there will be a 50 amp RV power outlet here so we can keep camper or RV plugged in. On the back wall here, you can see floor heat manifold. So the floor heater's in the mechanical equipment room over there, but it'll supply hot water to a manifold here that goes out into this circuit and then returns cold air and cold water and goes back down to that end. This is supply and return from the heater over there, and then these are supply and returns to the different loops in the floor. There are 3 zones, so there's another manifold going in there and another one down there by the utility room. This is for air conditioning. I've decided there's 2 of them in here. I've decided it's cheaper just to put air conditioning in now than to sit here through a summer and make Stephanie miserable living in this place. And we're just gonna go ahead and put it in. It's getting a mini split system with 2 heads out here. The guy installing this system assures me the throw is 36 feet on those heads. So the cold air should be blowing out to 4 feet from this side, and we're not gonna be living over here. You know, even if a car was pulled in, the hood will be up here on the car. So it should make we're up here on the mountain. It's routinely not that hot, but this should knock it down and knock the heat down and just make it more bearable in here. Each room is also going to get AC, so you can see here. This is office right here. That's going to be our bedroom. It's 12 by 12. It has a mini split in here. Then a full bathroom with toilet in the back, a 6 by 3 shower right here. This will be a linen closet and then a single sink. And this is a drain for a deep sink. There'll be a mop sink out here, and then there's a little mop closet right here under the stairs. This will eventually be the dirty room. It'll be for grinding, painting, sanding, that kind of stuff, and keep the dirtiness inside here. But for now, it's going to be our kitchen. Since this will have a 4x8 powder coating oven eventually, it has to have the 220 volts for the oven. So the oven will go over here temporarily. We're going to put cabinets in, a refrigerator right here, and AC. You can see the mini split here. That way we can have cabinets along the back wall, and then when we finish our house and move into that, I will keep some of these cabinets. We'll just put cheap ones in here, but then I can store sandpaper and flat discs and, you know, supplies for the dirty room. So that'll be a temporary kitchen. The final room on this end is the mechanical equipment room. You can see we have a breaker, we have a breaker box, we have an outlet, and we have a light switch and a light bulb, and that was so that we could pass electrical. You can see we passed our electrical inspection. We are done with inspectors, and now we can add circuits as we want to. And they knew we were doing that. In here, in the mechanical equipment room, is gonna be a washer and a dryer. I put gas in here so we can have a gas dryer eventually if I want to. They put the gas in the wrong place coming out here, but this is for the floor heater. That needs to move down here. The floor heater is a 75-gallon water heater that'll heat the floor, and then it'll go out to those 3 different manifolds, 3 different zones through those. And up on the wall right here will be pumps for the different circuits and controls, probably solenoid valves, so that thermostats can kick on and off the different zones. And you can see there's air conditioning in here too. There's a washer and dryer, a water heater. My air compressor is gonna be in here. And then a tankless water heater is gonna go on the wall right here for the shower and the bathroom, the kitchen, all that stuff. So there's plenty of heat generated in here. It'll all be insulated because I want to insulate the noise of the compressor. And it'll just be good to have air conditioner in here to keep it knocked down. Keep plus well, the hot water heater and the compressor both generate a ton of heat. Upstairs will eventually be what I'm imagining is rows of shelving for supplies, parts, just stuff that I need to keep but I don't use very often. And I intend to put a jib crane on here so I can lift things up, you know, hoist an engine up to set it down up there. So that's where I'm imagining all the parts are. Over here, at least temporarily, I'll put I'm gonna build a 2x4 frame and probably just put like staple clear plastic onto it and build us a master closet up here. While Stephanie and I are jammed into that little 12x12 room, we'll just have a big walk-in closet up here with all of our stuff and plenty of room. It'll be inconvenient to have to walk, you know, up the stairs to get to the closet, but we'll make do. And then I'm imagining a sleeping area for grandkids, and I think our household goods are gonna be piled up there a lot as well. They're not all gonna fit out here. So in this first bay, there will be a 2-post lift that I've bought. And in fact, I just got the go ahead from my contractor to go ahead and install it. So I may do that over Christmas. In this second bay, there will be a 4-post lift that I currently own. I'll just move it up here. And then eventually the goal is to have an alignment rack right here. And then when we live in our house, instead of living here, this area would be woodworking shop. The middle area would be metalworking and, you know, welding, all that stuff there. And then automotive down on that end. And let's see here, this is about halfway. The cars will generally not come beyond this. So I actually have 20 feet that way, and close to 40 feet along that wall, 20 by 40 area that could just be laid out for shop. What I've already taken all of the stuff I currently have, the shop equipment, and I've measured, I've written it out on paper to where it can all be jammed into this area and leave all of this other space for household goods. So we're gonna have a 2-post lift here and a couch right there. It's gonna be interesting, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. And then, you know, with our household goods being over in that area, the 2 mini splits will keep that area cool. It'll be great. And the camper we have is gonna go in here. So Morgan, that'll be Morgan's apartment, basically, that camper. And I can dump the sewage out there. It'll have its own water supply. She'll have her own bathroom and shower. She'll use the second bedroom as a closet. and it should work out well for her. I intend to, it's a 30-foot long trailer, so it's long, but I intend to stick it in here as far as I can and then use the tractor to rotate it at an angle that way, so that she should be able to pull her car in and park her car maybe at a little bit of an angle to miss the tongue of the trailer, but she should be able to park right there. That's a 12-foot wide door, so she can easily have room to come in at an angle. And then Stephanie will be parking here when we live here. My car will sit here under the lift, or maybe even on top of the 4-post lift, and the truck can either park outside or pull it in under the lift if the lift is up. I intend to concrete this apron and then just a little bit of that driveway, but before we move in here, I do not intend to concrete the whole driveway until the house is built, because I don't want dump trucks and cement trucks and that kind of stuff tearing up the concrete. So I expect to have a concreted apron where grandkids can play and friends can park. I'll put it's gonna be, believe it or not, the edge of that gravel is 30 feet away. So I expect it to be 30 feet wide, and then extend past that door enough in this area to have a parking area so visitors can park there. And I think that's the update. Oh, once the electrical and plumbing and all that stuff is done, the plumbers have been sick, or I think they would have already had the plumbing rough end done. Electrical is just busy, and it'll be probably several weeks before he comes. Once all the electric is run and the plumbing is done in the walls, we will spray foam the entire shop, ceilings, walls, everything. And once the spray foaming is done, then we'll put sheetrock up on the walls. So that's what's next. The floor heat guy should be installing the floor heating system soon. Right now, these manifolds have pressure on them. He ran all the circuits, all the tubing, and then connected these circuits and put pressure on them, and they still have it. So that's why I talked to my builder about putting this 2-post in. I have very well marked where the 2-post can go to miss tubes, but there's some, you can see red marking on the ground right here. I would like to install them while there's still air pressure on there. That way I can know if I nicked the tube and we need to do a leak search, instead of finding it out by putting, water into the concrete. So that's it. End of update.